We got our hands on a 4 and a 6-cylinder Toyota GR Supra. That sounds like a pretty good engine comparison video to me. Just a quick note, the gear ratios on the 8-speed automatic are the same in both cars. So is the suspension setup and the steering ratios. Only thing that's different in the 6-cylinder versus the 4-cylinder are the wheels and the brakes. So this should make for a pretty interesting comparison. Toyota goosed up the 3-liter inline 6 under the hood. This sucker now squirts out 382 horsepower at 5,800 RPM. That's 47 more ponies than the previous model. You also get improved torque numbers too. 386 pound-feet instead of 365 to be specific. That extra juice works really nicely in your favor in low-range shifting situations. You get max torque at 1,800 RPM. But is that extra oomph noticeable? Honestly, it is. I genuinely think the Supra delivers a solid sports car experience, and now that's just amplified. This engine is energetic and exciting. It has gravitas and feels confident and substantial from the driver's seat. With that wall of low-end torque, the Supra absolutely explodes out of turns, and that's even if you're not in the optimal gear. If you want to gun it on the highway, the twin-scroll turbo pretty much eliminates any lag. Power delivery feels smooth and continuous in upshifts. Man, if we thought the acceleration in the Supra before was bueno, now it's super bueno. The engine sounds great. Beamer-esque, yes, but still great. Sort of like if a Tasmanian devil swallowed a weed whacker, but in a good way. Honestly, this really is a fun pod on wheels. So now you expect me to get into a 4-cylinder car with less power. Don't judge too quickly. There are plenty of smaller engine iterations of cars that score just as many fun points. The 4-cylinder Jaguar F-Type and the Aston Martin DB11 V8 are two right off the top of our heads. The Supra's 2-liter 4-cylinder churns out 131 fewer horses than the 6. But you're also looking at an over 200-pound weight reduction in the 4-cylinder. Let's see how that translates. The first thing that you notice right out of the gate is the sound of the engine. No, you do not get that cacophonous chortle that you get in the 6-cylinder, nor do you hear that fantastic crackle when you're accelerating quickly. But what that does mean is that in this car, you can really crank up the Van Halen and you can listen to that. Or if you don't like Van Halen, you can subscribe to the Kelley Blue Book YouTube channel. No, those two things have absolutely nothing to do with each other, but you should do it anyway. I feel the turbo lag more here, yes. And no, it's not as quick. 0 to 60 times are projected by Toyota at 5 seconds for the 4-banger instead of the 6's 3.9 seconds. This thing definitely feels lighter on the road, where in the 6 you feel like you kind of lose the back end a little bit. If you hit a bump at speed in this, it almost feels like you could go 4 wheels off. Man, this thing is spry and cheeky. But truthfully, the balance of the car feels better here. So the power to weight ratio is obviously better in the 6, but in the 4, you actually don't lose that much. It's pretty good. It feels like this car doesn't take itself as seriously as the 6. The one nitpick I have is even though you get max torque lower in the rev range on the 4, it doesn't feel quite as potent. I really think that the transmission should be retuned on this, where the 6 can kind of muscle its way through because it has that extra power. The 4 just doesn't deliver the juice. Man, this is where this car begs for a manual transmission. It still kicks butt, and you'll be paying less money for a rollicking good time. I really wish this had the upgraded Brembo brakes. I like those a lot better. Not gonna lie, there are definitely things about the Supra I would change. I still think it looks like something only a mother could love, but you know what? If you buy one, you're the mama, so you'll love it. And there are a lot of people who really love this thing. But once you're behind the wheel, who's looking at the car anyway? With either engine, the Toyota GR Supra is a really fun driver. No, I can't tell. I think I might like the 4 better. Guess I'll have to keep driving and find out.